That's in trouble.
Hey, what up, Raider Nation? This is man Chris4Raiders, and that guy over there, that handsome guy, is our man Raider Nation Jason. And welcome to the Cover 3 show. Let's talk some Raiders today, man. You ready?
Oh yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Raider Nation Jason, Chris4Raiders, Chewy, and this the Cover 3 show. Raider Nation Jason, Chris4Raiders, Chewy, and this the Cover 3 show. Raider Nation Jason, Chris4Raiders, Chewy, and it's the Cover 3 show. Raider Nation. Raiders.
Okay, welcome back. How you feeling today, Jason?
Feeling good. You know, I'm glad that camp is going on right now, so we got some good stuff to talk about.
Yeah, I agree. How do you feel about what's going on in camp? You know, like, because last year I was kind of excited with the camp with Pete Carroll coming in. I thought he was going to do something. This year it feels a lot different. Would you say that?
Yeah, it even looks different. Like just the videos, it's kind of, you know, it looks more. There's no playing around. There's no wrestling. There's no, you know, no horse playing. It's pretty much it's all ball. It's all getting better. I like that.
Yeah, it's all business. Seem like, but to me, it just feels like this team is together. You know, you hear the press conferences. You hear them talking about each other. They're talking about each other more than they talk about themselves. I mean, of course, ask their questions, but then they always bring up other players. They talk about other players more than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
And that shows me that they're all working together. They're all together. It's not it's us, you know?
Yeah. I heard AOC and Kurt say the same thing, you know, with the quarterback who's going to start. Both of them said, you know, hey, we want the best person to start, you know, whoever the best player is. So, you know, it's a battle.
Yeah. Well, that's what it's supposed to be. And they're not, I mean, they know they're competing for their job. There's always going to be that. But they're working with each other to what they were saying, talking to each other, hanging out, looking at things, you know, getting tips and pointers to each other. I know a lot of other teams probably do that. Other quarterbacks, other guys do that. But to hear them say that, you know, you got two first-year guys, you know, Jacoby and Mendoza. You got a 4-year guy in AOC, and then you got I forgot me, this guy playing for 1,000 years, Kirk Cousins, who knows, you know, he could be the starting quarterback, which probably will be. But he's not coming here saying, I'm the starting quarterback. He's coming in here and saying, whoever the best quarterback is should play.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking at this. I'm looking at this team seems like it's more together now. You know, there's no controversy. There's none of that. I made a show the other day because I said I hate that word quarterback controversy.
Yeah.
No, there's no controversy. There's competition now. Believe that. Like it always. Let me shout out to this chat right quick. Hello, Frank Weber. What's going on, brother? Always in here. Thanks a lot. And I am here. Salute.
Salute, my brothers.
But, I just feel different this year for some reason. I'm not overhyped, but I'm always excited about the Raiders. But I'm not like, yeah, we going to win 10, 11, 12, 15. No, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
But the players we picked up should be hyped compared to what we had the last few years. Coaching staff we got, I should be hyped about that. But I want to see business on the field. They can appreciate the Raiders again. I love my Raiders.
If you know, you know.
Well, they said the old saying, the proof is in the pudding. Right now, it's just OTAs, mandatory mini camp, then training camp starts, 2 weeks?
Oh, yeah.
Now, after that, season going to be August before you know it.
Yep, the drought will be over. Thank goodness, we close. I mean, because we already in June, so I mean, we basically just got to get to mid-July. We in there.
Yes. About a month away. A little over a month.
Mm-hmm.
Be in training camp. That's when the pads come on, and that's when you can see these players. Who's going to make the team? Who's not going to make the team? Of course, you see that in preseason, obviously, but you can tell who's going to step up.
Yeah.
And one thing I noticed today too. Have you noticed? Watch this.
I think I'm back though.
What does that look like to you?
Is it Bo Jackson? No.
Look at that. What are they wearing?
Looks like he's got a silver top, red jersey, with some knee down shorts. No, he got he in there cooking.
I'm not critiquing it what their fashion statement is. I'm talking about what are they wearing. Look at it very closely. What do they have they didn't have last week?
Oh yeah, the shields are back.
Yep, they got their shields back.
Yeah, they were just waiting for Tyree Wilson.
Barry, what's up? Yeah, but they got the shields back. So that's good. I guess they earned it. Because what Kubiak says, you got to earn your shield. So I guess the players, they're earning it. And the way they're playing, like what they're doing in training camp, I guess they earned it, which is a good sign. But like I mentioned earlier, they're all on the same page.
Mm-hmm. She likes it too. She's clapping it up, thinking,
See, look at that.
Yeah. She said last year. Ah, yeah. I know. We have to stop her, Mama. We got to break it down to build it back up, though.
Yeah. Well, this is a new beginning, a new era. I hope this era don't get cut short, because whether we're in 4 games next year or this season or 15 games this season, okay, we go 4 games, okay, but I want to see good games. I want to see games that I can sit there on Sunday afternoon, because we have no night games, and watch the Raiders play and watch them do well. Now, we got a tough schedule like always, but I want to see them win some games. I want to see them win everything. What's up, Crenshaw Slauson?
Warm it up, Chris.
Hey, what's going on? What's up?
Warm it up, Chris.
Crenshaw Slauson, what's up, brother? So, I'm just taking for a grain of salt. I just want to see it. I just want to see some games. I want to see them win some games. I want to see them competitive. I want
to cheer, like literally cheer, and it just wasn't for just a random play. It was for a good solid half of football.
We cheered 3 times last year. The first game, at mid game, and the last game.
Hey, at the end, the first game we didn't get to cheer to that end. I mean, it was some good plays and stuff too, but it was. When's the last time we got to cheer in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, I said the first game, the second, mid game, and then the last game. Yeah,
I'm gonna take you back.
Like Chris said, trust the process. We are going to trust the process.
Yeah.
And I like to, like I was saying, Crenshaw, I like the way they're doing it in OTAs. There's no hoopla. There's like my boy Jason said, there's no playing games. There's no big giant bubble on the field. They're not wrestling each other like trying WWE style. No, everything's strictly business. Everything's strictly business. And I'm going to trust the process. Like I said, are we going to Super Bowl next year? I don't know. I look at going to Super Bowl in 2029, if anything. What's up, Raider Ryan?
That part. He said, lead it down for the haters. I know that's right. Yeah. Okay. Hey, remember the feeling?
We'll be all right. Lead a doubt. What? We'll be all right. Lead a doubt for the haters, of course. Everybody hates the nation. The Raider Nation.
Yes, sir.
Everybody has the Raider Nation. They're haters because they're jealous. Because we got the best looking team on the field. Because nothing looks good in silver and black than the silver and black.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the premise of the show today is who stays, who goes. We're kind of doing it early because it's gonna be hard to tell. We know who's going to stay. We know there's people going to stay. We pretty much know most of the starters. But you got those backline guys, like some of the receivers, some of the DLs, some of the cornerbacks, some, offensive line. We know the guys who are going to stay. They'll get rid of. Because one thing the Raiders did do this year is they build up depth. In a DB room, especially a DB room, and a defensive line. Because I had made a video not too long ago about everybody talking about the offensive play of the Raiders because of Brock Bowers, Genty, Kirk Cousins. Now we got Mendoza. We picked up Jalen Naylor. Hope Third and Beck can break out this year, which we'll talk about in a minute. I said this. What the Raiders done the offseason with the draft, free agency, I think the Raiders going to have a powerful ass defense. I think they're going to be in a top 15 defense. Because if you look at it, the defense wasn't that bad last year. Is that the problem was it's on the field too long. Okay, what do you say, Christian? Playoffs, maybe, but as long as we're better than Pete Carroll era where we stunk, super excited. We will have a top defense. See, that's what I'm saying. I think we're gonna have one of those defenses that people are actually overlooking because everybody's main focus is on Mendoza, Bowers, Genty, the offense. Everybody's focused on the offense so much. I think our defense is gonna be better than people think they are. What say you? You're muted.
I definitely see us having a top 10 defense. Offense, I gotta see it. You know what I mean? I'm confident that we have the running game now. We got Genty some help. Everything is gonna look different. Like Brock, hopefully if he stays healthy, you know what I mean, he's looking good right now, but we need him the whole season. Like I said, we have the pieces. It's just we got to see it work. We got to see it work on the field because we thought it was being put together last year. That's why last year messed me up because that's what kind of I really felt like we okay. Remember you made the analogy. We're turned at least in the right direction. You know what I'm saying? We're at least, you know what I mean? It's like we're at least we U-turned from where we were going. But I mean, like I said, it's always rough in the beginning, but I feel we've stacked enough good pieces together. Because when's the last time we had like talent. You know what I mean? Like star power besides Max Crosby. You know what I'm saying? Or Devontae. You know, everything was kind of just we had little of this, and then everything else was just weak. So now it feels like we're actually evening out this roster because we got we got Brock and we got Mayer. You know what I'm saying? Like we got someone that could be a number one on somebody else's team, and we got two of those. So you know what I'm saying? We do have weapons. We got two good backs. Curious to see if Hemby is gonna make, if he's gonna make that jump. But yeah, I'm gonna, the closer we get to the season, I'll be excited. Because I keep saying I'm gonna hold off on being excited, and but it's hard. I can't help but be excited, and when I win every damn game.
Well, we waited for a long time for this.
Yeah,
to see something on the field for me worth watching and not getting frustrated and cursing everybody out in the neighborhood.
That part.
Because like I said, for a while, while I was working, I was going to work on a Monday. They knew the Raiders lost. They had to be football fans.
Yeah, I don't like talking to people after, especially like here. I'm in San Francisco, so of course, like when the Niners win and then we lose, oh my God, I don't want to talk to nobody. We get to talking reckless, but but it's it is what it is. One day we'll be winning too, and it just sucks while they were going through theirs, because I just remember back when us and them were the same. Like we just literally had the same record every year, and then all of a sudden they just start taking off, and then they start going to Super Bowls and losing, and it is what it is. But everything's happening in a good time. We got our quarterback. We're not entering this draft looking for a quarterback again. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, we need a quarterback. No, we got one. We got a solid veteran for right now. Even ALC. If ALC is the last man standing, I think we're in good shape. You know what I'm saying? I don't know too much about Jacob. How say if AOC goes down and everybody else goes down. But see, I hate thinking like that, because we're so used to negative stuff happening to us that we just say, okay, things are too good right now. Wilkins is gonna start kissing on people, and it's always something.
Yeah, well, like Chris was saying, like they said, we won the offseason and the draft. We need to make it translate to the season. Win the season. I have high hopes for the forward. We had Hemby, Washington, Genty. I think that's a good combination.
It even sounds good together. Hemby, Washington.
Yeah.
Hemby, Washington, Genty. Yards. We're gonna get
Richard, how you doing, Richard? Because like I said, what Spytek did in the offseason to me was GM of the year material. He saw last year. Like I said, this is actually technically me. This is his first year as a GM. Last year he was GM, but Pete, you can tell that was Pete Carroll's fingerprints all over it. Yeah. But when they drafted, who free agent they got, that was Pete Carroll all the way. This year, Spytek got the head coach he wanted, got the players he agreed to with his defensive coordinator and his offensive coordinator and the head coach. They said, "What do you guys need? What look at the table last year? I know it's hard to look at it because I didn't want to look at it. Look at what we were doing on the field. What do we need?
Geno Smith off the team.
Well, besides that,
yeah,
I don't think Spytek even wanted Geno Smith. Really, to be honest with you, Pete Carroll brought me because of the familiarity he's familiar with them. And I thought it might work. Well, apparently that did. So I think what the Raiders did, they drafted some guys last year and we couldn't see them. All the person we saw was Genty, a little bit of Thornton, and Beck had one bad play that you can see the rest in for the rest of the season, seemed like. Mm-hmm. So I think that we're going to see them. And there's going to be a question I'm going to ask you guys. Whoever's in the chat who can see me, you too, Jason. I want you to name two players. One from offense, three. One from offense, one from defense, and one from special teams. Who's your breakout player this year? Start with the defense. Who's going to break out this year?
Defense.
It could be anybody. It could be a veteran. It could be anybody. It could be a rookie. Who you think is going to break out?
All right. I'm going to say, dang it. For offense,
Defense.
Right, defense first?
Well, you offense, doesn't matter.
I'm going to go for defense, I'm going to go with one of the rookies. I'm going to go with Stooks. I think Stooks is going to make some plays in that backfield. And, really, because we haven't had nobody really back there. So that's what, I'm curious to see him, and then I'm pretty sure, with him and his boy together, I can't wait till they actually play, together. I would love to see what that would look like. But yeah, I think Stooks, we've needed a free safety for a long time.
Oh, true free safety, yeah.
Yeah, true, like a true, ball hawking free safety. So yeah, I'm banking on him kind of making an impact back there, keeping that job. And then all we gotta do is just add another, next year. You know what I'm saying? It's good to just get somebody to lock down that position and then, put some fire under Palomar and be good for the room. And then plus, Jeremy Chin might leave next year. So our safety room will probably need some attention next year too.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you on that. I'm looking at Trent Stoops to really transfer the back end of that defense. I'm looking for him to be a ball hawk. I'm looking for him to really control that end.
Mm-hmm.
That was my breaker player.
Nice.
How about your offense?
Offense, I'm gonna actually say, I'm taking another rookie. Mike Washington. I think he's gonna do a lot better than people are saying. I think people are saying 400 to 600 whatever yards for him. I see him doing. I could see us doing 2,000 yard backs, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing is, look what Genty did, and we weren't on the field long enough to do pretty much anything. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So I figure with a good running game and a double dose of them, I feel like that'll keep us on the field, and then both will be able to eat. That's the thing. Everybody can eat if we can stay on the field. You know what I'm saying? Last year, it was okay, we had three plays, and then we out of there. Defense is in there trying to hold it down, getting us the ball, and we give them a third and out or interception. So,
sometimes we have one play because Geno Smith throw an interception. And
Smith Kringle.
And my man Crenshaw here is reading my damn mind. I said Jack Best is gonna break out.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's gonna break out. Why I say that? He didn't get no opportunities last year. And he did what he had to do. They want to run block. He run blocked. So it wasn't like he was out there wasting his time. But the ball rarely came his way. And it comes way as either high or outside or somewhere where you had a hard time catching it. So with accuracy of Kirk Cousins and Mendoza, AOC, if he's there, or he's another guy, I think Jack Best is gonna break out here this year. I think he ain't gonna be there like NJB last year, 1,700 yards. No, but he's gonna have some key catches and some important catches and some touchdowns. I think he's gonna break out here, and they're not talking about him enough. But I think he will. I think he'll break out this year because last year, for him being number 2 pick, that was embarrassing. I'll be embarrassed. But it wasn't his fault. It was the offense's fault. The bad play calling, bad offensive line, and bad quarterback play.
I feel like that one was a Pete Carroll. I really do feel like that was Pete Carroll because I think it was more like a panic pick because they probably wanted somebody and then maybe right before they got a chance, they got picked, and it was kind of like, oh, damn.
No, I think that's a spy tech pick.
You think he was a spy tech pick?
I think so.
Yeah, I don't know.
Pete Carroll was hammering the table for Genty. That's what he wanted. He wanted Genty.
Yeah.
So I think spy tech took that. I think a couple of picks were spy tech picks too. Thornton might have been a Pete Carroll pick.
Yeah, dang, I still like Thornton. I really hope he, I mean, I like Besh too. I like Besh. It's just I feel like they're putting him too high up there to be like a 1 or 2, like like a definitely role player for sure. You know what I'm saying? But I don't see him. See, the thing is, like, I know he can catch. Like the thing I liked about him is he didn't drop a lot of balls, stuff like that. But I just wonder how he's going to be against NFL corners. You know what I'm saying? What's up, bro? Like, like I just don't know. Is he going to get locked down? I have to say, like, you may have a strong first quarter, but then are you going to disappear? Are they going to shut you down, for the second half? That's what I just want to see that, like with his separation, because that's one of the things they're already saying, like he doesn't really get separation. So imagine if somebody gets sticky with him.
Well, I ain't hearing too much about Thornton in training camp, so I didn't.
Yeah. I heard he was hurt. I heard he had
he was. He had a red shirt on the other day. He had one on today, but he had one the other day. Not contact jersey. So I don't know, but they got a lot of receivers. Like Malik Benson's there, and I want to see what he can do. They got a lot of receivers there. Well, somebody like he's getting sleepy, trying to fight it. But hey, what's good, Radio Unleashed? So, but I still say Jack Besh and I break. I'm not saying he's gonna have 1,000 yards and 8-10 touchdowns. No, I'm not saying that. But he's gonna be that guy. That clutch receiver, that dude like third down and 4, make that catch. Because in college he didn't drop any balls.
Yeah.
Get in the NFL, got a quarterback can't throw the ball to him, he drops a bunch of them. And then what Pete Carroll do? Bench him. Well, it's not his fault the quarterback can get the ball to him. And man only can stretch his arm so far. It's his fault. But
it's hard to catch the ball when it's going into the other player's hands,
Exactly. Exactly. You're throwing to the wrong player, guy. It's the silver and black jersey, not the other jerseys. So,
I love that one.
Yeah. So hey, so I think that'll break a year. I'm not gonna say he's not gonna be a superstar. He's not gonna win the offensive player of the year, but he's gonna do something.
Yeah, I hope so too. I hope because remember they were saying he's supposed to be what Jacoby was. So I mean, if he can do what Jacoby was doing, we definitely could use that. Just move the chains,
Definitely, we need that. We need that guy, that clutch guy. Especially a third down and 5 or 4, something like that. Where if he do have to pass, he's a clutch guy because he got Bowers, of course, clutch. Then and once they get in that third down situation, defense is going to watch Brock Bowers. They're going to where's Bowers at? They're going to watch Brock Bowers. So that's why I need someone else to step up.
Yeah, and I'm gonna hit him out that backfield when they looking at receivers. Once they take everybody deep and then corners turn their back, I'm hitting Genty or Washington out that backfield.
Now they got options done. They're not going first down run 1 yard, second down run -2 yards, third down 12. Now they know you have to pass.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not be predictable like that. Let's get out there, run some plays. The best thing to do is confuse the defense.
Yeah.
Make them guess what are they going to run. I'm not telling you.
Yeah.
We'll show you with that touchdown or that first down. I'm gonna invite this guy in, all right?
Okay.
Oh, man.
It's just like a random guy or is it someone we know?
No, that's the same guy's always in there. I don't invite random people. But I'll do that Friday night. Anyway, sorry guys, I was supposed to do a Friday night pull-up, but I couldn't do it because my daughter graduated from college Friday night. I thought it was
hey, congrats.
She got her degree Friday night. I'm like, yeah. So had to make that.
Nice. So congrats, man.
I will. Good. If I missed that, then I probably kicked out the house.
That part.
Yeah.
She said that part.
Let's see. Where are you?
You gonna have all daddy's phrases, huh?
Yeah, so I'm looking. So we were talking the other day that what if, for example, what if he had a season that we have not a good season, but we get the top 10 pick. Remember to talk about that?
Oh yeah. Yeah, like say we're not good this year. And it doesn't come together like we think it's gonna come. Which actually wouldn't be a bad thing because the more help we can get Mendoza moving forward, the better. Like most teams, they do bad twice, and then all of a sudden they're playoff teams. You know what I'm saying? Like we've seen these teams turn it around, and we've done a lot of damage over these 20, 30 years. So,
hey Rebel, check your IG. Yeah, I mean, like I said, my expectation is not high. I want to see these preseason games, the training camp. Let's see what happens because it's going to be it'll be interesting. Speaking of that, Richard, so here's the rumors out. Trade Maxi Raps. There's the rumors. So now it's coming out that there's a couple of teams are actually talking to the Raiders about Max Crosby trade. Can't begin. Now, he's back at that debacle from the Ravens, which nobody's going to trust him anymore. I like Crosby. Don't get me wrong. He's a Raider, always will be a Raider. But if it's an offer on the table, you can't refuse. You got to take it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If they talking about give you a couple of first rounds next year or something like that, you got to look at it. I know Matt Krause is heart and soul of the Raiders. They all keep saying it. We all know that. We all see it. But there's an offer on the table like the Ravens offered him. You can't refuse. But then Matt Krause wanted to get here anyway because of what happened the year before. But I don't think he wants to leave now. Oh, yeah, definitely got to be number one pick. You know, second round, third round. If it ain't worth it, I wouldn't trade him. But yeah, got to be number one pick. There got to be some worthwhile. There got to be some offer you can't refuse.
Yeah. Nation got a taste of it, when those couple of days he was traded, like of those mock drafts of having that 14th and that that next year's pick. It was kind of nice.
Yeah, 2 first-round picks and the next round and 2 first round next year. Yeah, that'd be nice. That
was so nice. But I mean, it was cool. And like I said, nobody is, if it betters the team, man, anybody can go. You know what I'm saying? Like it's as long as you're, because he can help, but then eventually he's gonna retire, he'll be gone. So we'll eventually have to replace him anyway. So, I just don't want us to do it without a plan. Unless they know something that we got some guys behind him that can do the job as a collective unit, then cool. But I mean, if it's just going to be like the Derek Carr situation where we got rid of him, but then we didn't know what to do in the meantime, until we found that answer, it was just, we got to do business right. But like I said, are you worried about this regime? Like how I'm kind of not worried. I'm really not. Like I trust kind of what they got going on. They haven't really done anything crazy. I mean, the craziest thing was probably trading Max, but then,
that wasn't crazy. That was good. I was sad to see Max go, but then I said, wait a minute. We got the #1 pick, then we the 14th this year. Next year, we get 2 first-round picks. Okay. That's how you build a team, because that's what it's about to take. I'm going to build a team.
Yeah.
Through a draft. I was just said, You think McCoy is short term? I don't think so. I think they just watching. That's why he's not really doing anything OTAs. They're just making sure that he's good to go. They're not taking any chance on him. Although he's a 4th round pick, could easily be a top 10 pick, one for that knee.
Yeah.
But I think they're just taking his time with him. They just bring him through the process. No, he's there. So I don't think he's short term. If his knee holds up and everything else, fine. If it don't, it was a 4th round pick. You know, it wasn't like he was the number overall pick. Then like, whoa, that was a bust. Yeah. So if he doesn't work out, it's not a bust.
Yeah. And then like they said when they got Mr. Masters, they said basically it was kind of like a backup pick that basically if McCoy isn't ready or something, you know, they'll still, it's not like it would be a wasted pick. They got, you know, somebody to kind of, you know, jump in there too, which here he's making some noise.
Yeah, Rich said send him to Mexico for stem cell injections. I don't know what they're doing with him, but he's in the building. It's not like he's at home sitting there. He's in the building. Speaking of which, I'm gonna go ahead and bring this up right quick while it's on my mind. Okay. I'm tired of hearing about the Kobe Dean. I'm tired of hearing him. He's in the building. Your boy Walker said he's here. Now, we don't know what's wrong because they're not saying nothing, which I'm cool with. They haven't told me anything. As long as you're on that field in the first game of the season, making tackles, knocking a block off the quarterback or whatever you need to do, or stuffing a run game, what you need to do, I'm cool with it. Mm-hmm. Why he's not there? I don't know. It could be a multitude of things. It could be health. It could be family. It could be, I don't think it's contract because he wasn't traded. He came and signed the contract, so it's not a contract.
Yeah.
No. Maybe do want a little more money. Maybe, I don't know. But, you know, I'm not worried about the Kobe Dean. Even the guy said, you know, the linebacker goes, I forget his name. But even he said, we're no concerns. What are you worried about? Well, he's here.
It's June. You know, like it's June. It's still hella early. It's just, you know, I know people are just curious. They want to see everybody out there. And if they're not out there, they're wondering, oh, what's going on? Is it a holdout? Is it injury?
These are mandatory OTAs. That means they have to be in the building. They don't have to be on the field. They have to be in the building. Mm-hmm. Well, like you see Max, he's out there working every day with you guys. Kobe, you see, I've seen him on the field a couple of times. Before I haven't seen him because out there for a minute, he's going back and think maybe it's something in health. I don't know. But he's there. He's there at the Raider camp. He's not like sitting at home. He's not holding out. He's there. So that's no concern of mine. Training camp, unless he's injured, unless he have an injury, then I'm worried about it.
He had a torn patellar tendon, suffered during the Eagles' 2024 playoff run. And then recovery that caused him to miss part of 2025 season, and then a hamstring injury late in 2025.
Yeah, hamstring injury?
Yeah, late last year.
So there you go. That could be the reason. We don't know if it's sure because they haven't put anything out there about that. But that could be the reason why you don't see him out there.
Yeah. Like I said, he should be back by July. Like when training camp opens up in July. He'll be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the coach said, we'll make sure everybody's fresh.
Yeah. And they said if he's not practicing then that's when we should be tripping in July.
Yeah. Exactly. That's what I said. When the training camp come on, the pass come on, if he's not there training, not there doing anything, you get a little concerns. But still, we still got him.
Yeah. So he's coming off multiple lower body injuries. That's the main reason.
Who y'all going for, Spurs or Knicks?
I
don't want to talk basketball, but I'll go for the Knicks.
My brother's a Spurs fan.
I'll go for Knicks. So they ain't won one since the 70s. So, I don't hate the Knicks. Knicks not a team I hate. So I hate Baston, but no, Knicks.
Trump likes the Knicks, so I'm going Spurs.
I didn't want to bring that name up, so let's not even talk about that.
Go Spurs.
Anyway,
They got some cool colors. The Spurs have cool colors. I don't know why, but
Well, you know that it could have been in San Antonio Raiders. You know that, right?
I do. Yeah, that would have sucked too. But you know,
Oh yeah, that was like big time.
I'd have been far as hell. Just to go
Almost was. So Jerry Jones said, no. We can't have competition here.
So we don't need them kicking our ass in ticket sales.
Yeah, we no competition here.
Yeah. What was it dude they wanted?
So that's probably what it is. And so yeah, hamstring late last year, so that's why he's taking it easy. But pretty much everybody's there.
I still didn't get my invite, but I'm all right.
Invite for what?
For camp. I've been checking my mailbox every day. Emails and ain't seen nothing. So
I told you I'll come pick you out. I'll come pick you up and drive you on her.
I guess they got fullback. Yes, they got all the fullbacks they need, huh? Hey, Rolling Rock.
Yeah, I hadn't been like in 3 days. This is my first beer in 3 days. Jeez. Don't drink as much as I used to, but still one. It is like 90 degrees outside, so I need a cold beer. What time is it? It is 7:42, and it's like 98 degrees outside. Yeah, shit.
Yeah. I can't tell you it's hot out here because our hot out here is winter weather out there.
So let's go to what we was going to talk about. Who stays, who goes? We have 91 players on the roster. You don't count the 91st player because that's Lucky Tassi. He's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
So they got cut down to 53. It's still early really to judge, but
I think Collier's for sure going.
Chris Collier?
Yeah. Sorry, Chris, but it is what it is.
Okay.
Because I think we've stacked enough R&B, running back talent.
Rhythm and blues.
Rhythm and blues. We stacked. Hey, what you want to say? You want to say something?
She disagreed with you.
You want to say something? You think Chris is gonna stay?
She like us from Chris. I mean, Chris didn't do bad last year. He whenever he got in there, which was very rarely.
So what you think, Lobby? Lobby gone too? She said Lobby and what's the name going?
Welcome back. No, I don't think Lobby's going.
She said, get him up out of here.
I don't think Lobby's going to be in the running back room because Lobby is very good at special teams. He had a lot of tackles last year on special team and kickoffs. I think Lobby stays because coach, I like that. I like the special team coach. What's his name? I forget names, but he was so enthusiastic about a Lobby because special team coaches are always a kind of a person. I don't know what they call a character. He on the news conference, he's a character like this guy, man. I guess he got to be good. But I think Lobby stays in the running back room. I mean, not in the running back, but a special teamer. He would be listed as a running back, but I don't think he'd be in that running back room. You know what I mean? Because I like him, but they haven't talked much about him. But I think Hemby, Genty, Washington is going to be the main carriers on the running back room. I think they're going to keep 4, counting the fullback. So that's 4. And they can rotate those guys in special situations. But I think Lobby stays. Yeah, Hemby definitely going to be over Lobby. I think so.
Yeah.
For one thing.
Yeah, and then Connor Hayward is the fullback.
Yeah, Connor Hayward. Yeah, so I think that's 4 guys they're going to keep in the running back room.
As I said, Lobby will probably either practice squad or that's what I said. That's why I don't see him making the roster because of the practice squad.
I think he does.
Yeah.
I think he'll be a special teamer. Because, like I said, special team, he had a lot of tackles last year on special teams.
Yeah.
We're not keeping 5 backs. No, we're not keeping 5 backs.
Yeah. No.
Well, like I said, I think Lobby's going to be in that special team room. He'll be listed as a running back, but he won't be in the room of running back.
Yeah.
No, they can't listen. They said they don't have a listing for special teamers, except for kickers.
Yeah.
No. So I think they keep him because of their coach. Team coach, man, is excited for him.
Is he?
Yeah, I watched press conference. He's like saying good things about him. But you never know. But I would take Hemby over Lobby any day.
Yeah. Lobby's cool, but I mean, like, as far as like moving the needle, he's not, like, if we cut him, it's not gonna be like, oh no, damn, we got rid of our best, no.
Because you got certain players that are certain guys, that do certain things well. His thing he did well for us was special teams.
Mm.
Yeah. So why would you lose a good special team? Because special teams is as important as anything else.
Yeah, but I mean, he could probably be replaced.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's not going to be last star special teamer.
That's it. Yeah, 3. The 3 we mentioned, plus a fullback and Lobby.
That's still 5 though.
It's still 5, but
yeah. And then remember the fumble problem. Like, we can't forget that, like, the 2 times that he touched the ball his first season, both were fumbles. His first and the last of the season were fumbles lost.
Well,
so all security is definitely something that is, a red flag.
Oh, we'll see. You say he's slow. I don't know. He got on feel pretty quick on kickoff, so I don't know. We'll see.
Remember, that was McCaffrey. They said that was supposed to be the McCaffrey.
Who said that?
Remember when he got drafted? They were like, "Oh, he's going to be like the Christian McCaffrey type. He can do everything."
I never heard that. Unless I was on a rock. I didn't see that.
Yeah, I didn't see it, but I mean, they definitely said it.
Hey, what's up, Ardell? Don't fumble. Exactly. I ain't gonna put that up, Richard. Calm down. Oh my God. I think they still keep them. They got some running backs, but Chris Carter probably be out the door. They'll probably kick him out the door because I don't see Washington leaving. No, why would you draft somebody and cut him?
Nah.
You fast and big. I know you're playing Richard. I'm cool with that. That's what you said though. So if you look at it, technically 5 running backs, with 4 being in a room. Right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. He could be one of those bubble guys. We'll see how it runs down.
Mm-hmm.
This guy just pops in anytime he wants to. Hey, what's up, man?
Oh, you know how we roll in Raider Nation.
What's up, Rebel? We got welcome Rebel to the show.
What's good, family? How y'all feeling?
Good. How about you, man?
I'm excited, man. I'm excited.
Hey, Rebel, does Lobby make it? Does Lobby make the squad?
Oh man, I feel like he does. I think just because the energy he brings in the building, the special teams, he can play that gunner role, which I know we have some guys that could do that now. He's also the second guy still on the kickoff return, and if he's making plays in the backfield, which I was a big Labe fan. When before they drafted him, I was like, we need to bring this guy in because just the things he can do out of the backfield, just catching and the small things. You don't always have to run the ball, right? Just be able to catch out of the backfield or run routes, and he's damn good at that. So if you can use him in different ways, I don't know how they. I don't know. I don't know how you let a guy like him, Roman Hemby, go though. It's a tough situation, and you can't. I mean, it'd be crazy to keep 4, right? Four running backs and a fullback.
Especially the way Genti's been healthy. Like, he seems pretty durable. So, like, and if he's going to be in there most of the time, it's like, where does Lobby fit in? Like on especially on the starting roster. Like you said, special teams, yeah. But, are they going to just keep him just to be when they can just use somebody that, one of the either wide receivers or something like that. But
and I heard Mike Washington has been running kickoff return duties as well, getting a little bit of reps on that side. So, with his speed, if he can figure that out, man, that's deadly back there. But then that pushes Lobby out the door. So I don't know, but the reports today and yesterday say he's been out there making some plays. So
let's get it.
It's tough. It's a tough situation to be in, but I love the fact that we actually have to, get rid of some guys that might be able to play on another team. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I can see keeping it for that reason, but if they need another player to take that spot, like Crenshaw says, rush spot for defense, I can see him. They can let him go, but if they have room for him, I can see him staying just for that one spec. But what the Raiders are doing right now, they want people that can play versatility. They don't want just one player, one special guy to do that one thing.
Yeah.
If that's all you can do, nah. Unless you do that one position really well. There's a lot of you go out there and get 1,000 yards this year, which I doubt he ever will with the Raiders. Then yeah, they'll keep him. But right now, his main thing is special teams.
I feel like he has the best hands out of the running back room for sure. Like Mike Washington's not, he's not known as a prolific catcher, right? He's known as that one cut, foot in the ground and go, or cut back and find the right hole and go. So he's not really that pass catcher. I think Roman Hemby is, but I don't think he's, to the extent of the route running as Dylan Labe, because a lot of people, we haven't seen it in Raider Nation, but if you go back and watch him at New Hampshire, his senior year, he was so good at catching out of the backfield, and they didn't have receivers, that they made him pretty much the number one target as a receiver for most of his senior year. I mean, he has more stats and more yards catching than he did rushing coming out of college. So I think Kubiak sees that and is like, man, if we can get, a guy that you could line up in the backfield and everybody think, oh, they're not handing off to him, right? And then, before the play starts, you kick him out to the outside. Then you have defenses shuffling, and whether you're throwing him the ball or not, it's just having a guy that the NFL knows he can catch, right? His record and resume coming out of college, even being at a small school like New Hampshire, is the guy can catch the football. So, and he can run solid routes. He's he's a solid route runner. So, yeah, it's I don't know. It's a tough call. I'm glad I don't have to be in that situation.
Like catch 22, like damn if we do or damn if we don't. Like what? But I just have a strange feeling he'll make that team.
Do you think they try to push Roman Hemby to the practice squad and see, use him over there?
I wouldn't, because I feel like somebody would pick him up.
That's what I feel as well. But
like nobody would really grab,
But he didn't get drafted though. He was a UDFA, and I don't know, how many teams passed on him before we got the opportunity to snag him. So,
yeah, true.
I feel that because you put on a practice squad and then have a lobby come in there, you're taking a chance of somebody grabbing him. Although he wasn't drafted, because there's only like 3 running backs in this draft anyway, and nobody really drafted running backs except for Love, Price, and who else? And Washington, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, there was a couple like Jaden Ott that the Chiefs got. I thought was pretty solid. I think there was a couple of sleepers in this draft that we're going to see like last year that end up having, when they get opportunities, end up having better stats than some of the guys drafted in the first, second round.
Yeah, but like I said, it wasn't like it was last year. Of course, last year.
Oh no, it was. Yeah,
that was crazy.
Yeah, 100%. There was a lot of solid running backs last year. And a lot of those have not even had a chance to show what they can do. So, yeah, there's the running back. I think the running back, it's coming back, right? It's coming back where teams are starting to recognize you gotta have at least 2-3 solid running backs, and if you don't, you're gonna be at the bottom of the league in rushing, and we seen that last year, right? We drafted a 6th overall pick, and he was taking most of the snaps, but he can't do it all on his own. You need a change of pace. You need that outside guy. You need, a guy that when you bring him in, they're thinking, oh well, they took their best running back out. He's not getting the ball right, but then you give him the ball, and we haven't had that.
No, that 1-2 punch. I always said we need that 1-2 punch and a fullback. I've been saying many years.
And we have that too. Thank God.
Couple guys say we don't need a fullback. We get Genty. No, we need a fullback.
Having a fullback is great, man. Like I said, in high school, my best friend was a fullback, and I played tailback, so it was great. And they didn't have him in most of the plays, but the plays that he was in there, I know my job was a lot easier having him take that first brunt and me, being able to bounce off of it and figure out which way to go. So,
well, my only short cup of coffee, I play fullback and linebacker, and I love playing fullback. You know why? Because you're not depending on me to get that 5-6 yards unless it's a 3rd down 1. But what I like was going up the middle and smacking the linebacker or whoever's in the way of my running back.
Yeah,
that's what I like hitting more than getting hit. So I'm like, I would hit somebody. I don't want to get hit. So
yeah, that's how my buddy. He wasn't fast. He was fast enough to play running back, but he was a little bit bigger and stronger than me. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah. I was short and stocky. They didn't see it coming. All of a sudden, it's like, who threw the hammer at me?
Right. Short and stocky. You like Trey Tucker out there?
Yeah, exactly. It was like, watch that other guy. What's that guy over there, man? She was like a hammer. So the question is, who are your 6 receivers? My boy Crenshaw here says, all right, so we went to running back room. So we're probably saying Chris Carter will probably be walking or practice squad. Because they didn't do bad last year when he got a chance to get in there. Lobby is going to be one of those, maybe not, because he's a one-trick pony. Special teams, but you said Washington run, but then you got Derek Young, Derek Young, where you say his name, doing kickoffs too. So we'll see how that works out. So you're running. So your wide receiver. Start with you, Rebel, since you just got in here. How many we keep and who?
I think we can go pretty fast on that. I feel like it's obviously Trey Tucker and Jalen Naylor are going to be fighting for that, most catches behind Brock Bowers role. So it's Tucker and Naylor. I feel like obviously Jack Best, because they're going to at least give him 3 years to see what he could do, or at least that's the rule. They should at least give him that. And then my 4th guy is probably going to surprise everybody. My 4th guy is Cedric Jackson.
No, that surprised me at all. Nope.
I feel like it's Cedric Jackson. I said this last year. He should have been on the field more. He should have been getting more reps.
Yep.
I've said this all offseason. I think he makes this roster. There's no way you can put him on the practice squad, and he hasn't done enough in his body of work to show that he's worth, trade value. So I don't think that's there yet. But from what I heard yesterday is, he was making plays from the slot. He was making plays from the outside. He's catching touchdowns from different quarterbacks. So it doesn't matter if it's Kirk Cousins. It doesn't matter if it's Aiden O'Connell. And it doesn't matter if it's Fernando Mendoza. He's still making catches plays. And making plays, and he's getting seen out there. And I feel like if he doesn't make this team, I just don't know. I don't know what. But I got Cedric Jackson. That puts 4? And then, that was my 4. And now I really feel like Malik Benson. He's been doing an awful lot, out there being seen, playing with Fernando. So he's getting that time and that chemistry with the future. And I just don't feel like you can put him on the practice squad. So he definitely makes it. And then that 6th guy it's really, really, really hard. You go with youth or not, right? You look at a guy like Derek Young, and I think he's only got 4 catches in his NFL career. Most of his speed is being on the kickoff return and pass return. So I feel like he makes it just because of the fact that he was brought in to be that kick return guy.
Oh, he's a big boy. Yeah, 6'2" and 224 pounds. So he's a big receiver. I saw him with his shirt off, not shirt off, but cut off shirt. like, this dude is yoked.
Yeah,
So,
he looks like a linebacker. So I feel like you have, and then the mentality of, I think, was it Jalen Naylor said today that no block, no ball, right? No
yeah,
block, no ball. So if they're working with that mentality in the building, I think Derek Young just fits that, and then the rest of the guys, get in where they fit in. They either make that practice squad, or they're also today my guy Corey Rucker. I don't know, my
yeah, I heard.
Arkansas guy that I was very, very high on.
He's
They
hurt.
put on injured reserve, so he's done for the season unless another team comes and picks him up.
Yeah,
Which means they seen something in him, right? I'm thinking, because that's what they did with Dalton Wagner, right? 3 years ago, they put him on injured reserve for a whole season just because they didn't want to put him on the practice squad. So I think we might have a little something of Corey Rucker. I'm thinking that they're seeing, that's why they're trying to stash him away. So that leaves
That's
another spot, and I don't know if it's EJ Williams or if it's a guy like
John.
Philip Anthony, whatever the Dorset is. I'm
Philip
so old,
Dorset.
I can't remember the damn Dorset name, but it's
Philip.
Anthony or Philip or one of the
Dorset.
Dorsets. But
You almost
yeah,
said
so
Carl Anthony Phillips. No, you're Carl Anthony Towns Phillips.
yeah, so I don't know if it's one of those guys. Dorset brings a kind of a different thing with that speed in the building as well. So yeah, I think my sixth guy would have to be Derek Young.
Yeah. Well, who you got, Jason?
So with the Thornton stuff, I kind of felt like he needed to kind of step up and like not have a bad camp or bad start to kind of, remain. So I'm putting Derek Young in the Thornton spot where we got Tucker Besh, Naylor, Derek Young, Malik Benson, and I think Cedric too. Or even a sneaky one like EJ Williams, or like a, what I'm saying, could probably possibly sneak in there.
What's
I
up,
would
Natty?
like to see it. I would like to see it Chase Roberts. Really,
Yeah, that's who.
That's the guy. That's the
the
guy.
Chase Roberts guy.
That's the guy I'm curious with him.
Yeah.
I think he'll be a practice squad guy more than anything else.
So what do you think they do with Dante Thornton? Because I don't feel like they draft him and just let him walk, and you can't keep him on the practice squad.
Nah.
But I don't know.
Hurt.
I don't.
He was
If you're
hurt
trying to
doing most-
win now, and you're not, I mean, receivers are. I don't want to say a dime a dozen. You know what I mean? Because it's hard to find. But you did draft him in the 4th round, right? Sometimes guys aren't that, and then the fact that he's been in a red shirt, which is no contact, and his leg wrapped up, tells me that he's got some kind of soft tissue injury because it's on his thigh that's wrapped up. So is it a hamstring? What is it? But he was over there running sprints from what I heard also the day he wasn't out there. So him being red shirted with no contact like that doesn't bode well. Doesn't bode well for him.
Doesn't look good. Doesn't look good for him. So we'll see. I agree with most of the guys. It's gonna be Tucker. They got Naylor, which I think gonna be there. Those two guys gonna be the guys. Thornton is the one I'm looking at that if he don't step up in preseason or training camp, he might be out the door. Like I say, 4th round, so it's not a bust. He wasn't pick 2 like Besh was.
Yeah.
Malik Benson, I think, will make the squad. And then Derek Young. Because these are fast receivers and they're big receivers. Thornton, if he don't show anything in training camp and or preseason, they want to let him walk.
Yeah, and then you got to have that kick returner, and I think Derek Young is that guy, right? He's listed as the kick and the punt returner, and I don't think you could just give him a position as kick returner. I mean, I guess you could, but I don't know how that works. I think you only get so many positions on special teams as well, right?
Well, you got to be listed as one of the main guys.
Yeah, you have to be listed as a running back or a receiver. So I think for that reason, unless they find somebody that can, are they planning on sticking with Dylan Labe for that role? then I think maybe Thornton makes it that way. But I don't know.
I think they'll keep him, but like I said, he has to prove himself. I mean, last year he didn't get a chance to because of bad quarterback play and bad play calling and all that stuff. So this is a chance to prove himself. You know, now you're gonna have better blocking on the front line. You're gonna have better quarterback play, either Mendoza or AOC or Kirk Cousins. You're gonna have a better quarterback play that can get you the ball. So you have no excuse to say, well, it's no excuses now to say, well, you can't give me the ball. Now they can. Now prove yourself. Develop some more routes.
Yeah.
You can't just run out. You just can't run downfield straight. That's good for like a certain play, but you can't do it all the time. You gotta get a route tree. You know, you gotta make these cornerback DBs think about where you're going. Keep them guessing. So Thornton got a lot to show this year. He got a lot to prove in training camp and preseason.
Yeah, and I feel like he's kind of the odd man out because you have the speed and the size, but if you can't finish and you can't catch or you can't run enough routes, and he's definitely not a great blocker from what we've seen in his rookie campaign. I mean, unless you just develop that blocking role overnight, but you think as big as he is, he'd be able to at least block defensive backs and safeties, but he hasn't been able to show he can do that either. And I feel like in Kubiak's offense, you're going to have to be able to block. You're going to have to definitely be able to block.
I don't see Tucker being the X spot. Dude is too short and takes extra steps on his routes. I'd pick him off all day if I was 3 years younger.
Sam, I'll be saying that's about a couple of his players. I was like, I'll lock his ass up. It's crazy, man.
Raiders traded Corey Myers. Well, he went out the building too. So, you know, it's a point that you don't want to keep players that don't want to be here. He went out too. Don't get out of here. Because he saw the phase that was going on. You got a quarterback that can't get a goddamn ball. He saw, like, what was the, you know, like Devontae Adams, you know, I won't be down at the passer, but I myself killed out here.
Who? No.
Right. Get me the F out of here.
I don't want to get killed out here.
You get me killed out here.
I want to be a granddad one day, Devin. I want to be out here doing this.
I didn't come back here for this. No.
But anyway, so EJ Williams, the guy from Indiana, they brought in. I think they brought him in to be familiar with Mendoza. He could be a special team player because he caught some ball that shit, but he wasn't a spectacular receiver, you know?
Yeah.
He caught some key catches, but he wasn't that guy.
Yeah.
You know, he was like a security blanket.
Yeah.
For Mendoza.
Yeah. Yeah. He was definitely that guy that, like, when the play broke down, he would just get open for him, and then he would, you know, just kind of make a play for him.
So I think he's more. They brought him in late too. So I think he's a security blanket. He probably be in the practice squad.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll miss him if somebody do grab him. Because the receivers are a diamond dozen in the NFL. So I mean, there's a lot of them out there. I ain't saying they're all good.
Yeah, but if you can find the right ones and develop them, and I think we have the right coaches, right? All I've heard all this camp has been how much the coaches, you know, are coaching, how much they're teaching instead of demanding or yelling and screaming at people. They're actually taking time to teach these guys and show them, you know, this is why we run the play like this. This is what happens when you run the play correctly like this. This is what happens when you don't run the play correctly like this, right? And I think sometimes, you know, we forget that even though the guys are 1% or 1% in the NFL, a lot of them coming out of college just don't have, you know, NFL coaches that, you know, that have NFL experience to show these guys, or, you know, they're not running an NFL defense or, you know, an NFL offense in college, and they get here and they're like, oh my Lord, this is not what I thought, right? It's like jumping from high school to college. You're like, wow,
exactly,
wow,
big difference. You guys are bigger, stronger, and faster. Yeah, like Richard said, I when Matt Collins was a free agent, I said, why don't you get him? Because he wasn't bad when he's with us. But they didn't do it.
Matt Collins reminds me of Aaron Gordon. I don't know for what reason, but
I think I think a lot of those free agent receivers are going to be, depending on, like I've said all off season, is what we have in the building we don't know, so we got to at least wait till preseason, right? A lot of these guys like Matt Collins and some of these guys, they're not going to be picked up right away. They're probably going to stay till the last minute right before the season, or till final cuts, and there's that too, right? You get final cuts, and there's going to be a lot of players that are cut on August 28th or 30th now. So on August 30th, you have all those players are cut. And if you feel like this wide receiver room is what's lacking for you to be competitive in the NFL, and I'm sure Kubiak and the rest of the coaches know what they're going to be lacking by preseason, right? Because they've already said they think by Houston they should know, who the quarterback's going to be, having the joint practice in Houston and then the preseason game. So I feel like you can at least go through preseason. There's no rush to go out and draft one, or not draft, but go out and sign one of these free agents or one of these number one receivers, because we have no idea if Trey Tucker is going to be that guy. And he's taken a leap every single year. He's got better. I mean, he got better last year with the worst team he's been on since he's been in the NFL, right? He had the worst offensive line, the worst quarterback stats, the worst, not the worst, but one of the worst defenses play wise, just because of the coaching, not the players, not the personnel, but the players. So Trey Tucker has ascended every single year. He's got better, and to get better last year with the way the coaching was and everything that was going on in the building says a lot about Trey Tucker. So, man, if he's gets better from what he had last year at 700 yards, you're pushing 1,000. And then you have Brock Bowers, and then you have Jalen Naylor and Jack Besh, and there's only one football. So these guys aren't going to get 90 attempts a game, right? I don't think we have the defense to make sure our offense runs 90 plays a game. You know what I mean? So, and if this offense is as good as it's, a lot of people think with Kirk Cousins, we don't need that many plays on offense, right? We come down, run the ball a couple times, throw deep, bam, we're there. So that's what it seemed like in Seattle. They fed off their defense. Their defense gave them a short field, and they scored quickly. It wasn't a lot of, they had some methodical drives, but a lot of their drives were, quick to the point, methodical, foot on the throat, and go. And I think that's what Kubiak is going to bring to this offense. And as long as, everybody buys in and understands their assignment, does their 111, man, this team has the potential to be better than we've been in decades.
Yeah, because like I said, like you said, it was the bad offensive calling, the bad offensive line, and Geno Smith is threw the ball in triple coverage. I don't see it happening this year.
And to the other team.
Yeah, exactly. I think Geno Smith was colorblind. He says, no, silver and black. It's not the other team, dude. Where you think the guys wearing red jerseys, man? What the hell are you doing?
Maybe he's colorblind. We ever thought about that?
We all said last year he need glasses.
He got to be maybe he is colorblind. It just nobody tested him to see if he knows what color is.
Yeah, colorblind dyslexic. Because wait a minute, that's not the number of jersey we throwing to. We'll throw a jersey number 89, not 26 on another team. Dude, what are you doing? But the wide receiver room, they said it was piss poor last year. Yeah, it was, because we had a piss poor quarterback and offensive line coach and all that crap. But I don't think the wide receiver room is that bad. Because we haven't seen anything yet. We just gotta wait and see. But I don't think it's that bad where we had to go out and spend all this money for AJ Brown or Diggs and all that. So why are we doing that? Why would you spend all that money on another diva wide receiver? We should be tired of that,
right?
We wasted all our money. Yeah, waste of money for a diva receiver who will come in here and mess with the whole unification of the team, mess up the locker room, and complain every time, I'm not getting the ball enough. That's why they wanted AJ Brown. Somebody who said they wanted AJ. Who was that? The guy from the Radio News, the old receiver. You said we should trade for AJ Brown. I said, no, we shouldn't. Why? We need that madness in the house. Jeez. Yeah, we should learn. We learned a lesson from Antonio Brown.
Yeah, you think we've learned by that Randy Moss? You know, there's a lot of players that were that shit when we brought them in, and then they came here and they didn't even want to be here, right? So
exactly.
And then Devontae Adams, you know, it's not all Devontae's fault because the team was just in shambles. But you trade a first and a second round pick for him. He has his best season overall.
I'm not mad at Devontae Brown. I can see what he was saying. You know, we're gonna get me killed out here and bad quarterback play. You know, yeah, okay, I get it. But you didn't have to make it like, you know, make big news about it. So I don't think the wide receiver room is that bad. To be honest with you.
Just when Trey Tucker, remember, it was the fourth option when we had Jacoby, Devontae, Bowers, I'm forgetting somebody, but you know, but he would be the fourth option. But then now he went from fourth option to number one. Or, you know, no one's really number one, but and on our roster, technically we would put him because he's been there long enough and we've seen more of him than everybody else.
Yeah, he was the X receiver.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think in Kubiak's system is going to be that X receiver because what he has, he's going to mix and match depending on who they're playing. Yeah. You're going to see who feel, okay, this week we're playing this team. I think you do better against this team. But next week we're playing this team. I think the other guy do better. That's what Kubiak, that's what it seems like Kubiak, how he coaches. You know. Anyway, before time, you guys, hey, make sure if you're new to this, I'm Chris4Raiders, our boy Ray Nation Jason, and this Rebels Unleashed, who joined us for the Cover 3 show. Make sure you hit the likes and subscribe button and notifications. I'm still trying to build a 500. It's going to take me another 10 years to get to 500. So, but anyway, it is what it is. But hey, make sure you like, subscribe. We're going to do more shows. We're going to restart our Sunday Morning Pillaging Show this weekend or next weekend. I'm not sure exactly how Jason's schedule is. But we're going to start up once like I said, this time of year is really not that much to talk about because this is the final day of mandatory mini camp or mandatory OTAs. So the real juice and the meat of the season starts in about a month. Training camp. That's when the pads come on. That's when they start hitting each other. Start feeling it. So make sure you like and subscribe to all three of our channels. Appreciate it. So wide receivers, you guys got your picks. Offensive line, we really have to go through that. Defensive line, I think we're stacked. I think we're stacked on defensive line. Linebacker core. There's one very interesting thing that came out today. They're talking about Lindenberg. Oh, he's about to come back in. They're talking about Lindenberg. You hear about that? Walker was talking about Lindenberg today.
Yeah. He was filling in for, I forgot who was out, but he was filling in for, was it Dean?
Yeah, it was Dean.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I heard he was in there.
Yeah, he was talking highly of him.
Yeah.
So, our linebacker room looks good. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tight ends. I don't think we're keeping that many.
No. I'd say 4 if at the most.
4?
Well, because technically we already have a fullback / tight end with Connor Hayward, so it's hard to say if that'll be the 4th. But
well, he's listed as fullback, so he's listed as a tight end.
Oh, okay.
Although he can play tight end,
yeah,
but he's listed as a fullback.
Yeah.
So we go to the list. You got this guy Brock Bowers. I don't know if we keep him or cut him.
He might not make it.
I don't think Brock Bowers is gonna make it. I think he's gonna get cut.
That guy's no good. No.
Yeah, sucks. Always getting hurt, dropping the ball everywhere, can't get touchdown.
Well, Brock gonna have 20 touchdowns now. Because I heard y'all.
Yeah, we cut Brock Bowers. No, but anyway, I think we keep 3.
Okay. I like Albert. I like Albert Owen. I just don't see him making the roster. But
maybe
if we did,
they might keep 4. Of course, we're gonna keep Mayer, but then again, there's some rumors going around they might trade him too. Like, huh?
Yeah.
Why would you trade?
Yeah, because I was gonna say we'll still need a tight end after that, even after because how Brock plays, he's not. We don't want him to play just tight end. You know what I'm saying? We want him kind of all over the field. So we need Mayer to play the traditional tight end. You know what I mean?
Right. And they got Ian Thomas, who's almost like a Brock Bowers type. He's more of a receiving tight end. He's a blocking tight end.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then we got the I was gonna call him OK because I can't say his last name for the kill. Albert OK Jr. Oka when man, I'm done. They just picked him up in free agency. So there's your 3. There's your 4 tight ends right there. What do you say, Reverend? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with my internet. It just went crazy. Everything started spinning. I couldn't turn my phone. I had to turn it off, turn it back on. It wouldn't do nothing. But yeah, I think that I don't know about the Ian Thomas thing because he hasn't really, and I know it's not, it hasn't been mandatory. I don't know if he was out there today, but I know the last couple of practice he wasn't out there. So I don't know if
he was there. He was there then.
He was there today.
Yeah.
So that's a good sign. But yeah, I mean, he's more of, I think, just a blocking tight end, I think, and I don't even think he's that great at that. I think more of his size. So I don't know.
I think he's more receiving tight end than a blocking tight end.
Yeah, it's just more of his size. I mean, that's what I meant. Like it's just because his height and his thickness, he's more that tight end role, but he's more of a, like you said, the receiving guy, not the greatest blocker. So I think we already have that in Brock Bowers. We have that in Michael Mayer, who can be that receiver threat when he needs to, and then Carter Runyon as well. I feel like we need another guy that could be that bulldozer in the pass, in pass blocking.
Yeah, they're gonna need one that's also good at run blocking because Kubek go that 12 personnel, so those guys got to block.
Yeah.
If they can't block for the running game, then adios, amigo. But goodbye. So they was talking running how good he's doing out there. Like, So there's a battle for tight ends.
Carter Runyon's been my guy since we drafted him. I wasn't thinking that he was ever going to make the team, or not drafted him, but brought him in as a UDFA. But I never thought he was going to, make the team, or we'd bring in another tight end just because we have Albert OK that we've had for a couple of years now. And then, Ian Thomas, and we had Justin Shorter that they had playing tight end as well. Right. And then Brock and Michael Mayer. I didn't feel like Carter Runyon would make this team. But when he did, I was like, man, that's, that's 3 tight ends that are very versatile. They can all block. They can all help out of the backfield if they had to, help out in the passing game. And, Carter Runyon is the most athletic. even looking at Brock, he's the most athletic out of all those tight ends. His RAS scores were off the chains. I think it was a 9.96, which, that's pretty good. You got high jump, the length, long jump. So size, speed, all that. I think Carter Runyons can be definitely a sneaky weapon for us.
And he didn't do bad last year. They just didn't play him enough. Yeah.
So when he got his opportunities, I think he only had one catch, right, last year?
I think he had 2. 2,
but yeah, I think special teams and stuff like that. So yeah, his athleticism and having an offensive minded coach that's going to know how to use him, I think is going to help definitely the tight end group and the running back group this year, and the receivers. Like, I really think Trey Tucker is going to be one of those guys that, you know, I don't want to say JSN, but if you look at JSN, right, he wasn't that guy before Kubiak got there.
He wasn't.
He was only catching, you know, 40. He was only, you know, getting 50 something targets, 60 targets, and catching around 40 and 600-700 yards, right? So, you know, first year wasn't that great because he had, you know, veterans in front of him. Next year he got more. But when Kubiak came in, JSN went from basically a guy that people were just talking about a little bit because of the highlight reels that he had, you know, as a rookie. And then bam, just out of nowhere, he's that guy. And Trey Tucker has been in a lot of different systems. You know, he's got the speed. His legs look like they belong on a defensive lineman. I didn't know that dude had legs like that. I was looking at him. Trey Tucker. I was looking at him in shorts today on one of the videos or pictures they post. That dude's legs are huge, bro.
Dude ain't no small guy. I mean, he might be short, but he's well put together.
No wonder he can block. He got
that's why Kubiak was talking so much about him when he first got here.
Because JSN don't have that speed, right? He has way more speed than JSN. Now his route running might not be as good, and I don't think his hands aren't as big and his arms aren't as long, which that makes a big difference for a receiver when you have, you know, these long, lengthy corners nowadays. But yeah, with the speed, I think since Kubiak got here, I know he's just been salivating and being like, I can't wait to just get out there and let him, you know, just give him the ball in some open space, which he hasn't had.
Well, Jason has that separation speed. You know, he has that separation speed. He can separate quick. You know, run down 4-3 downfield don't mean anything if you can't separate. We talk about that with third stuff. You can run fast as you want to, but if you can't separate from the guy,
you got to be able to move your hips.
You separate, get open. Jason got that move where he can separate from a DB and he's open. Tucker can do the exact same thing, but Tucker is faster.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are forgetting too that, you know, Trey Tucker learned from one of the best wide receivers in the NFL and Davante Adams.
Yep.
He learned from Davante. Davante's, you know, still mentions Trey Tucker a lot when he's on interviews, right? They're still friends. They talk a lot. Like that's pretty much his mentor. When he has a problem or something, he's calling Davante Adams. Davante Adams is one of the best route runners. I mean, he's got to be somewhere in the top in NFL history, I think, because he's not the fastest guy. He runs damn good routes. He sets people up. He knows the NFL, and Trey Tucker learned from that. But he also learned from having a guy like Hunter Renfrow in the building, and then you learn from Jacoby Myers. So Trey Tucker has been around some damn good receivers to pick up a lot of things. We just haven't had the offensive coordinator to call the plays and know how to use the man. And I think we have that now.
I think Trey Tucker and Jalen Naylor is going to be the key to his offense as a receiving core. And not super big, but they know they can separate. Because you want big receivers, but you also want receivers to separate. Because you're 6'5", they can run 4-3 don't mean anything in the NFL. If you can't get rid of D-back, these D-backs now, back in my day, D-backs were little. They were small guys. So were receivers. But now these D-backs are 6'1", 6'2" now. But if you can't separate from them, they can juggle not the ball now or just put the ball. And if the quarterback can get the ball to you, so you're useless. You can run fast, but you can't catch it. You can't separate. So,
and Jalen Naylor, dude, did you see him in his interview? He looked like DK Metcalf. That dude is jacked. I did not know that Jalen Naylor was that big. I don't know.
I keep telling you guys, go back 2 or 3 years ago and watch what I think we played Minnesota preseason. Jalen Naylor was killing us.
Yeah.
He was killing us.
He also killed us in that game that we had.
I think they just got Addison. I think they just got Addison. Or was it? Yeah, they just got Addison.
Yeah, Addison.
They just got Addison. It was a rookie year. But Naylor was the one that was killing us. Like, you remember that game? He was torching us. Like, oh my god!
And you know, our offensive receiving core has been ranked as one of the lowest in the NFL, right? I don't know where we were, like 30, 28, something 29, whatever it was absolutely disgusting because they're not looking at the whole profile. They're looking at, you know, the name on the back of the jersey, and they're probably looking at their PFF grade and they're going, "Oh my God, the Raiders don't have a number one receiver or a receiver." But what they're failing to look at is the production that you got out of the guys that we have in the building with the, you know, with the coaching staff around them. But then if you look at the physicality, right? If you look at Seattle, they won a lot of games, not only because their defense was physical, their offense was physical. Their receivers, Cooper Kupp was lighting dudes up, right?
Yep.
We have that. We have guys that Jack Best looks like he should be a tight end. Jalen Naylor, if he was another 4 inches taller, looks like he should be a tight end. Trey Tucker with his, you know, his arms and the size of his legs. Like, we have receivers that are built different than the rest of the receivers in the NFL. They're going to be physical at the line of scrimmage, and they're going to open up holes in the run game that, you know, I don't think we've had in a long, I don't even think we've had receivers that are, you know, Jacoby Myers maybe, but I feel like Jalen Naylor, Jack Best, Trey Tucker with their size, they're going to be a difference maker in the run game. They're all big, they're jacked, and they're physical.
Look at Chase Roberts from BYU. The dude
and Chase Roberts.
This dude is big too.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, if you look at what the Raiders have been doing with Kubiak, I feel like that's what they're getting, these guys that are big, physical, that not only can separate and catch and, you know, be physical at the catch point, but they can also block and open up holes for this running game. And I think there's, you know, a lot of people aren't looking at the muscle and the size that we have in our receiver room. Yeah, we don't have that number one guy, but I don't really think we need it. I think you're going to have a big. I know their teams are going to have a big problem because I've seen the way teams have struggled against a Clint Kubiak's offense, and I've seen not have the physical amount of running backs, receivers, tight ends on other teams and still dominate. And now he has so many weapons. You're just looking at these guys going, man, just because they don't have big names or, you know, they're not a 1,000-yard receiver in the NFL. People think if you haven't got 1,000 yards, you're trash, right? If you don't run for 2,000 yards as a running back, you're garbage. And I think that's not the case. These guys
you can have a 1,000-yard receiver in your team, and you still don't do shit.
Yeah.
I mean, that means nothing. We had 1,000 yards. Well, what was their record? I think they were 7. They were 5 and 12. Well, I mean, what goes have a 1,000-yard receiver when, you know, but it's not. That's not the key. Everybody look at stats. Everybody always look at stats. How many yards did you get this year? Well, it might look good for you in your future contract because you got the yards and the catches, but what does it do for the team?
I think a guy like Stephon Diggs, I think, you know, worked wonders for the young quarterback over there in Drake May and the Patriots and got them to the Super Bowl. You know, so I feel like his stats help that team, right? Because you have to account for him and his ability to get double teams. So sometimes it's good to have that number one, but I don't think you need it all the time, right?
I don't think that's
some guys' stats, like a guy like Mike Williams, you know, 1,000 yards every year he's been. Mike Evans, 1,000 yards every single year he's been in the NFL except for last year. Yeah, but how many games did, you know, Tampa Bay win, and how many playoffs did they win? Right? He had those 1,000 yards every year, but it didn't help. So it all just depends on the team, because I know that 1,700 yards helped Seattle a lot last year.
Yeah, it did.
That's more than our whole entire team had.
I'm not saying we should have. Well, I want a receiver like that, but I'm saying that's it's not all about that all the time. Because I would have 4 receivers with good receivers with 600 to 800 yards a year with multiple touchdowns. They one receiver with 700 yards and 10 touchdowns. Because that's what I would have.
That's the key right there. You said the word touchdowns. That's the biggest problem. We've had guys that have had decent stats and numbers. They just don't finish. We don't finish, right? We get down, you know, have a decent drive and it ends in a missed field goal or an interception, right? It's just we just, even Brock Bowers, as great as he is, I mean, you would think he'd had 20 touchdowns the last 2 years, right? But no, we don't score. We can't score in the red zone, and we don't score from from long distance. It's been a bad scenario for us in scoring points and touchdowns. And
Yeah, our biggest issue was the red zone. We get in the red zone, then all of a sudden we say, "What we do now? We've been waiting to score."
Handed to Genty 3 times.
Exactly.
When they know what's coming. And that's another thing is, running on first down last year. I feel like this will be different. I don't feel like this we're going to run on first down every time. I think they're going to take shots and put them in different situations than everybody knowing, okay, it's first down. The best player, Brock Bowers and Ashton Genty, it's got to go to one.
We did that last year in our first home game. We did that last year. You just make him out there in the first play of the game. He threw an interception.
Yeah, that definitely didn't help.
Nope.
First play of the game.
Yeah, right. Well, first on offense.
I was screaming and cussing at my TV. I was like, man, I tried to tell Raider Nation.
Oh, man. So, Raider Paul coming, so I got to do the chant.
Raider Paul in the building.
Yeah, so
me and Raider Paul gonna have some fun in Houston. He's supposed to be out there. I'm supposed to be out there. So,
you going to the game?
I get to go to the Houston game. We drive out there. Take my kid to his first Raiders game.
Awesome.
Actually he's driving, so he's taking me. But let him drive his new car he got on the first road trip. So yeah, we're gonna do the father and son first time game thing. So it should be fun. And we get to see the quarterback battle from what Kubiak said. Right, it should be handled by Houston. He said, with the scrimmage or the joint practice game and then the preseason that they should pretty much know who the guy's going to be by then. So I'm glad. And they changed it. They finally gave us a televised game. I heard that the game is going to be televised on national TV because it's Thursday.
What, the Texas game?
Yeah, the Houston-Texas game.
Maybe how we play them.
I mean, all the games will be televised, but not going to be nationally televised. We're fortunate to have no game. Well, we have no primetime games, but we always get flexed to a game.
Yeah, that would be a prime time.
But it's prime time. It's 7:30, so it's going to be on Thursday night, 7:30. It might be. I think it's the Thursday night game preseason.
Oh, okay.
So
it's preseason. Damn.
Yeah, so it'd be preseason on Thursday night.
So we get a primetime game in preseason, huh?
Yeah, that's how they do us.
That's crazy.
That's cool.
They had us playing at 8 at night one of these preseason games. That's crazy as hell.
Yeah, 7:30 at night in Houston. Yeah. That's wild. So, yeah, I've never been to a preseason game. That's one game I've never been to.
I've been to a few of them.
Did you guys see I know me and Chris talked about it a little bit earlier, the AOC interview and just how his demeanor kind of was and just the things he said, he kind of came out and said it, but I just feel like I don't know if they've already told him that basically, where his position is on this team, because he's already kind of talking like he's already out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like he's already like, you know what?
I got that as well. I was supposed to do a live about that today, but
kind of feel he might be on the trading blocks. They're not going to release him. They're not going to do it Derek Carr. They're going we're going to get something out of you.
Yeah,
that's why Kubiak is hyping him up.
My question is, I don't think Kubiak's hyping him up. He don't seem like a hype guy to me. He seems like a very straightforward guy, and I don't think he'd be bringing up Aiden O'Connell if he didn't really believe that Aiden O'Connell has something that he can work with. He said he's got a lot to work with. I mean, Kirk Cousins has said the same thing. So, Aiden O'Connell, his comments, I got the same thing, right? He mentioned Sam Darnold and how, a lot of quarterbacks in the league don't work out their first year because of the, different coaches and different schemes and systems. And if he's not playing with the Raiders, that he wants an opportunity to play somewhere else. And, I think he put it out there. He's letting them know that if you go with Kirk Cousins and don't give me a chance to play, I'm gonna probably ask for a trade. And I don't think he's gonna finish out the career, his season here, even being his rookie contract. I think he's gonna ask out because he wants the opportunity to play. He believes that he should be playing in the NFL. Like I believe, and he's been overlooked in this organization. And I think for the first time, we actually have coaches in the building that understand what they have in Aiden O'Connell is why they're saying what they're saying. I don't think they're trying to hype him up for a trade. I
No,
feel
they're
like
not saying
I
that.
think Kirk Cousins said the
because-
same thing. You had Max Crosby on his podcast for the first time mention Aiden O'Connell, right? That he was asked, "What do you think about the, how the Kirk Cousins and Fernando, battle is going in camp?" He's like, "Well, first I want to say Aiden O'Connell has impressed the hell out of me." He said he's come out bigger, stronger, more mobile. He's moving better, and he's played a lot of good football. So Max Crosby's never said nothing like that, and I just don't feel like everybody in this building is all in a cohesive group to try to pump up Aiden O'Connell to give him trade value. I think the man's played damn good football, and he's showing his worth, and it's up to the Raiders. I think he put it out there that if I don't get an opportunity, I'm gonna get one somewhere else.
Yeah.
No, I was saying though, each time they mentioned when they talked to Kubiak, they mentioned Cousins and Mendoza. Of course they do, but then you also don't forget about AOC. You always make sure his name comes up in the conversation. I ain't saying how like, AOC is turned up in training camp, or AOC is turned up in OTAs. I'm saying that he always brings up that core group.
Yeah.
Don't forget about AOC.
Yeah.
I don't know if the Kubiak sees something that he can work with or not, but
He does.
It's looking right on the wall. Okay, I've been here 3 years, 4 years. You brought in Kirk Cousins. You drafted Fernando Mendoza, and then you picked up another quarterback, Jacob. So where is my place in this picture?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So he's kind of feeling that maybe I'm out, maybe not. He's trying. So he's just saying truthfully, like, I'm a Raider now, but I might not be by the time season start or by midseason.
Yeah, he pretty much said he wants the opportunity to compete, right? He don't want to be somebody just put in front of him like he's had the last 3 years, that he's been here. He wants the opportunity to compete for the job, and I think that's why they, gave him reps with the ones today. It was awful funny that after he said what he said, they sat out Kirk Cousins. It was like, okay, you and Fernando go in there and run with the ones for a little bit, and let's see, right? Let's see, but like I said, that a lot of talk has been about Aiden O'Connell and how bad he is and how unmobile he is, but they're overlooking the fact that the offensive coordinators that he's had to work with didn't last 6 games. the Turners took over. They didn't get brought back for a reason, right? It wasn't Aiden O'Connell that lost us those games. It was a horrible offensive scheme. It was bad blocking. It was no run game. It was no number one receiver to throw to. It was Brock Bowers being injured, right? It was a lot for Aiden O'Connell, and I think Clint Kubiak is knowledgeable of football, and he knows that just looking at the kid, and Kirk Cousins feels the same way. Kirk Cousins wouldn't have came out and said, "I think Aiden O'Connell's best football is in front of him," right?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
He wouldn't have came out and busted it, and he's been talking about him. He even stopped a couple times and said, "Don't forget about Aiden O'Connell," when they asked him about Fernando Mendoza. So I feel like Aiden O'Connell's made an impression, and the first impression is, sometimes that best impression. So did he make an impression where they're like, man, we need to keep this kid around, give him an opportunity, or are we going to let it walk?
You got to remember his rookie year, old big dummy threw him out there against one of the best defenses in the league with Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa and all that, and that safety. They threw him out there. Okay, go do it. Really? So he can boost his ego and prove a point. So you're gonna throw a rookie quarterback who had no time with the ones he had one for 3 days of practice. He can throw him out there against one of the better defenses in the league. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna prove a point.
And what did he do in that game? He got sacked 8 times, but he still drove us down with a chance to win the game. And yeah, it was picked off at the end. But what do you expect from a kid that's never ran with the ones, don't know the offensive line that's in front of him, the receivers he's throwing to? Those are all new things to him, and just his perseverance and his mindset. That is what I've been saying and beating the damn table for this kid the whole time he's been in the building. He's just been overlooked. Every year you get a new head coach, you get a new offensive coordinator, they bring in their guy. their guy doesn't do well, they would go back to Aiden O'Connell, right? You bring in a
Every
new
time.
head coach, and constantly you get shuffled to the back. And I don't think anybody has taken the time to really pay attention to what this kid can do or give him an opportunity. And I feel like Kubiak is going to do that.
Yeah, he always thrown to the fire. Like, you know, when start season like AP, like, you know, we're starting Minshew. He wasn't happy about it, but then Minshew got hurt, and then what did AP say? Oh, we got our quarterback, Aiden O'Connell. Yeah, he should have started season before anyway, because he didn't want to help you get that damn job for the games he won towards the end of the season.
Yep, 100%.
But it wasn't his call. It was Telesco and them guys. Well, we paying this guy $11 million a year, so we have to start. And I hate that shit. I really do.
We know AOC had, or AOC, we know AP had absolutely no say in that building whatsoever.
No, he didn't.
He was a yes man, and we know from because you know the things that he was allowed to change were for the better, whether people like him or not, or like his bad clock management or the inexperience. Which, man, you're gonna have growing pains as never doing this. Before you were a linebacker coach, now you're a head coach, and I think he's kind of like Aiden O'Connell, right? People just think, you should be this and you should be this, and because you're not, it's all your fault, and it's not the team or the personnel they're bringing in around them or the bad coaching they're bringing in. It's just falls on the head coach and the quarterback, and it's just a bad scenario. But we know AP never had a voice or at all whatsoever, especially once they got rid of Champ Kelly. Or
he was a figurehead to keep the Red Nation quiet because we won AP at the end of that season.
Yeah,
he was just there. Well, I'll hire AP because the fans want him, so let's get it. That's Mark Davis' fault. So, anyway, I had nothing bad to say about AP. He was put in a bad position because he got no help. He had no support. So I feel sorry for what happened to him. But, it's what it is. It's a business. Professional football. It's a business.
The Knicks are one game away from being champions.
They came back and won that game?
Bro, by 1 point.
Holy shit.
107 to 106.
I bet my X post will blow up now because I posted about 30 minutes ago. I was like, damn, they're going to need the National Guard in New York after this ass whooping.
Bro, they going to
because they were up by 24 at the time.
You know what I said? Everybody was saying like the East was pretty much playing for nothing. And then I was like, bro, these are the type of games where the betting world, bro, if you betted on New York, you clean up, bro. My dumb ass didn't. But, yeah.
Well, they've been playing basketball good for the last 14 games, so I like it.
I just think it's a great thing they won. Nobody will get beat up and jumped, in New York tonight.
Oh, it'll be a good, but, job's not done. What Kobe said? Is job done?
Right. More is required, as Max would say.
Hell yeah.
All right.
I officially got my face back. I was gonna say, I think I can fully smile again.
So before we wrap this up, let's talk about one more thing. And I know Jason will love to talk about this.
Uh-oh.
The DB room.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah.
Your boy Masses is going crazy out there.
Yes, he is.
Who? Which one?
You know who I'm talking about, your Cal Bears.
Where you go to college?
Yeah, I love to see it.
Yeah.
I love to see it.
I know.
Because you know what it is?
I was screaming from the rooftop, Hezekiah Masses all offseason was in I don't know how many mock drafts. I was like, there's no way this dude falls to the fifth. And he did fall to the fifth.
He fall to the fifth.
Yeah.
But you know what?
He fell to the right place. I thought too, because of Cal and Raiders, I was like, I hope he ends up with us because they're local. But yeah,
I get those feelings with certain players, and I'm like, man, it's just the fit. Like you could tell, what Spytek is looking for and what kind of players, and you can also tell, what Robbie Leonard looks for in guys just by the fact that he used to be a DB, right? So he's got that dog, physical mentality himself, right? He's got that charisma about him that, he kind of meant to be a Raider, like he said. So I feel like Hezekiah Masses started with the threes, moved up to the twos. Now he's running with the ones, and now he's making, out there making plays. And yeah,
he had a pick today too, didn't he? Was it yesterday?
I think it was. I think it was yesterday. I know he had a pass breakup. I don't know if it was a pick. I think Dalton.
Oh, yeah, Dalton had a pick
Yeah,
today. Yeah.
Dalton Johnson had a pick on Aiden O'Connell today.
Yeah.
Oh hell no.
But it's fun. Look, this is funny. This is funny as hell. They post Aiden O'Connell and Fernando Mendoza had a very rough day running with the ones. I guess Mendoza had a bunch of some incompletes, and I guess should have been sacked twice, right? But you can't hit the quarterback, but definitely would have been, would have been out of there and lights out.
Yeah, I forgot the guy. I have up here. He said Mendoza would have been sacked by Kuntz and Pegues.
Yeah. So Mendoza had it rough, and then they said Aiden O'Connell had it rough and threw an interception. But then somebody else reposted, I think it was Levi Edwards, and he said, "Yeah, but the Aiden O'Connell interception definitely should have been a holding call on the defense." So
it was Levi. Yeah, I was trying to find it. It was Levi said it. It could have easily been a holding call. Okay, well, it is what it is. They didn't call it, so it's not a penalty unless they called it.
Yeah, interception is an interception, right? If it don't get called, and there's a lot of calls that we don't get called on us. So you got to put the ball in better placement. You can't put it in a position where that DB can pick it off. So
yeah,
I hate that for Aiden O'Connell that you finally get to go out there with the ones and then it's picked, whether it's whether it was a hold or not. It's going to show on the stat sheets and all over social media. So.
Yeah, because boy Jesse Merrick said, here, let me pull it up. He said, what did he say? Mendoza looked like a rookie. Well, he is a rookie.
Yeah, that's good. I don't want him to look like a robot out there all the time and be perfect. You gotta have some growing pains.
Yeah.
It's still June. Still June.
But you said, but even Mendoza said in the press conference, I make mistakes out there. We all do. I got to learn from them. So, yeah, make your mistakes now. Learn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, get the bitches out the way.
So, he used to play with the twos and threes. That gets the twos and threes on defense. Now that he's rolling with the ones out there, he see a whole lot of different things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like wasn't his first pass in Indiana picked off by McCoy? Yeah. So when you have the best corner in the league, right? Was ranked the best corner in college football, and your first throw to him is picked off, bro. Guess what? This is the NFL. Everybody you throw to in the NFL is going to have players probably McCoy or better than McCoy because it's the NFL. So you're going to have to learn that these guys are a lot better than the guys you were throwing against, at Kent State. And
see, I like what Frank Weber says right here. I like Frank Weber says
Indiana State and some of those teams that they played. Like there's
When was the last time we had three quarters that we could trust? I don't remember. It's been a while.
Never.
We had before way back in the day.
Never. I mean, we had.
What I'm saying though, it's been a while.
We had Blanda, and he was in the building with.
Ken Stabler.
Yeah. So I mean, we've had like two. I don't remember three though.
I said like Carr, Mariota. That was the only ones where I remember two. But three, I don't know.
I don't know, three, you're right. I remember three. I remember we had times we had two good quarterbacks. We had Campbell and what's his name? But never three. But we got quarterbacks now. We don't have a Garoppolo and Old Man Hoyer. We have quarterbacks now.
But one thing one thing that pisses me off is, right, a couple years ago, like two years ago or whatever, when Minshew and Aiden O'Connell was battling for the quarterback position, right? Everybody was going back to the old John Madden adage: if you have two quarterbacks, you don't have none, right? If you have a quarterback competition. But now we got three, and everybody thinks this is the greatest thing ever. But I think a lot of people are forgetting about the old John Madden.
There's Blonda, LaMonica. I forgot about LaMonica and Stabler. That was a good quarterback room.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Thanks, Mr. Weber, our historian. Thank you.
Was that LaMonica, Blanda, and Stabler's
They stayed
RNJ?
at the same time.
Yeah,
Yeah, Stabler's on the damn bench.
yeah, well, I'm not that old.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was a little bit before.
I know a
That's
little
it.
bit of that history, but I only seen from NFL films. I don't know.
Well, yeah, I wasn't around to watch those. Well, I wasn't around, but I was too little to remember seeing it. Or was I? I don't know.
But yeah, man. Well, I don't know. It's gonna be an interesting, preseason, especially with the 2 joint practices we got. So that's 5 games where these quarterbacks get a chance to, step up and show that they deserve to be what they think they are. So, if I say if Aiden O'Connell's not the guy at the start of the season, right, that's his own fault. I think he has an opportunity this year, more opportunity than he has. I don't really think that. I think he's going to have to do like a whole lot. It's going to have to be like, he's up here and Kurt's down here mid to change anybody's mind just because of the relationship he has with the coaches in the building and the how everybody else is gravitating to Kirk Cousins. But you have an opportunity to show in preseason that if you don't want to be here, go out there and show what you got for other teams to start picking up that phone. And there's been teams, right? There's been plenty of people that reported that every year there's teams calling for Aiden O'Connell. They're just not willing to let him go. And this might be the year that they might not have a choice. And I think that's going to suck because now next year you got to go get a damn backup quarterback. And hopefully you find one that can come in and, do what Aiden can do and win games and carry a team, if he has to, or
But you got to remember that.
at least go 500 in a 10-game stretch or something.
You got to remember one thing. This is last year on a rookie contract. So either go out there and do something to get another contract, or we're going to be on rookie status for the rest of his life, or a backup quarterback.
And so he knows that.
He has to go out in preseason and look good enough for other teams. They're like, you know what?
Yep.
We need a quarterback. Call the Raiders up. Say, our quarterbacks are hurt. We need a quarterback, Raiders. Would you want to give up Aiden O'Connell? You know what I'm saying? So, because quarterbacks get all year round. You never know. But anyway, I don't know what Levi said about your guy. Here it is. So, wide receiver Cedric Jackson and other rookies among the top standouts in minicamp. And I like Cedric Jackson. I thought she got more playing time last year.
Yep.
I thought you should have been way out there. I mean, he caught a ball from a 4th-string quarterback, Cam Miller, for a touchdown.
Yeah, and Kenny Pickett. When was the last time anybody caught a touchdown from Kenny Pickett?
oh, baby hands?
Yeah, he caught a touchdown for Kenny Pickett. Like, come on. He made Kenny Pickett look like he could actually come out there and be better than Geno.
Hey, it gave us hope. Hey, it put everybody on pause because I remember I was watching that and then I didn't expect it. And I was just like, oh, shit.
And shout out to all beat writers that out there reporting for us, man. Because one thing we would never know anything. Levi, American, all those guys out. Those guys post up. Shout out to you guys. If you come through the channel, make sure you subscribe. Hit like button, notify.
All those guys, and Q.
I like what Frank Weber was saying. Remember, Kubek was a bad quarterback. Oh, yeah, he was.
Yep.
And became a head coach. They won Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So there's something like father, like son. Maybe I'll have to. Well, yeah, he did win a Super Bowl already, but that was the head coach. But time will tell.
Yeah.
Then his father won 2 as an assistant, right, and one as a head coach.
Yeah.
So he's got one as an assistant. Let's just get that head coach one, right, and then if we're just going by by universe statistics, right?
He did have Peyton Manning on his team, so
I mean, we got Kirk Cousins.
Here it is. The writing's on the wall.
He's a Raiders.
Nice. So we got Kirk Chains, bro. Come on, we got Kirk Chains.
Hey, Don, we need Raiders in 6. You mean?
But yeah, man, they had the Seattle Seahawks. They got rid of Geno. They won the Super Bowl this year. We got rid of Geno. Can
The writing's on the wall.
can we
There it
continue?
is.
Can we continue this? Can we continue this cycle? Maybe
It's a
next
cycle,
year.
exactly.
I'll be fine with that. Next year, the Jets can trade.
I was
Geno.
just
They
about
can
to
get-
say
they can win a
the
Super Bowl.
Jets gonna win next year.
Yeah, we'll have this. Yeah, we'll have Seattle win. We'll win. It'll be the Geno. Everybody will be trying to sign Geno just to cut him.
Yeah, for real.
They'll be like, it's the
we
curse
can
of
sign-
Geno. You
we-
get rid
we
of
can
Geno,
sign
you make it to the mountaintops.
We can sign Geno and get the number overall pick. I'm in.
yeah. Dude, you sign Geno, you get the number 1 overall pick, and then that season you win a Super Bowl. I mean, come on, bro, come on.
We can tank without looking like we're tanking because it's illegal to tank in the NFL. But with Geno, you don't have to look like you're tanking because you are. Because
it's gotta be. It's gotta work in our favor. I'm telling
We
you.
mishandled Geno. Remember, it was our fault. He threw those picks. You know, we should.
Oh yeah. You know, Raider Nation's so tough on him, right? But that's why he makes the big bucks. That's why they bring the big bucks to him.
Yeah, that's what he said too.
That's what he said.
That's why they bring the big bucks to me. I do this. Yeah, you do this.
I do this.
I do this. I do this.
He's a watch. Look, no eyes.
That's gonna go down as an all-time classic. I'm gonna play that. I'm gonna have to bust that on my thing because every time somebody talks shit from now on, I'm gonna play that Geno. I do this. I do this.
That's why I get paid the big bucks.
That's why
Hey, Geno Smith.
Why they bring the money to me?
Hey, Geno Smith.
That's why they bring the money to me. He said.
They're gonna say, "Hey, Geno Smith, why'd you throw the interception? Because he was open.
He was the only one open.
He was the only one open. So that's the one through.
We did. We brought the money right to him.
Yeah. That's why I get paid the big bucks. That's why I get paid the big bucks.
Yelling at high school kids.
Yeah. Hey, I bet that kid was trolling his ass all year, too. He was like, yeah, that's what you
Probably laughing his ass in.
I bet that whole team he was talking shit to was probably all over the whatever Instagram. Yeah, that's why you make the big bucks, right?
Yeah,
I know there's a meme or
yeah,
something.
okay.
Hey, we're gonna find it too. I'm gonna figure out that high school, see if they did anything, and we'll bring it.
That'd be funny. If they posted that.
Geno, that's why
Big
you get
bucks,
the
huh?
big bucks, right?
That's why you make
Well,
the big bucks.
you know what? All you guys joke about Geno, but you know what he did do us a favor.
Yeah, he did us a big favor if it works out, right?
Yeah.
But
It will.
then you could also look at it as like I said on the podcast that I was on earlier, right? We could be in that scenario where, Seattle had Sam Darnold. They went and drafted their guy, thought it was going to be the guy. The next year they let that guy walk, and then finally got to play, JJ McCarthy, and JJ McCarthy turns out to not be what everybody expected he was going to be when they was in camp saying, oh, JJ McCarthy is great. He looks so good. Oh, he's making all these throws, and, he's competing for Sam Darnold. I don't know if Sam Darnold's going to keep his job. And then the next year they let Sam Darnold go. He wins the Super Bowl.
He wins the Super Bowl
JJ
next year.
McCarthy competing for his job with a former washed-up quarterback first-round pick.
Yeah, you see the quarterback. You see, I'm glad we don't have that this year. I'm glad we have that quarterback carousel controversy, whatever you want to call it.
Well, we kind of do with the Aiden O'Connell thing and Mendoza.
It's not really controversy.
Most of the people want Mendoza to start. Like most people in the nation feel like Mendoza's ready to go right now. It should start day one. So there is kind of that controversy. Like they're gonna, as soon as Kirk Cousins makes a mistake,
I'm talking
they're
about
gonna
what
be
Kyler
screaming
Murray.
for Mendoza.
I'm talking about what Kyler Murray said in the press conference and what J.J. McCarthy saying in his press conference, how they're talking about each other. We don't have that issue here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it might be competitive if I want Mendoza to start. If I want Kirk Cousins to start. There's AOC sitting there like, duh, where I stand at. So it's nothing like that. But you're not hearing them talk about each other. He's getting more reps than I am.
I think it might be like, I think Aiden O'Connell kind of said that today or yesterday in his press conference, just a little bit different of, look, I'm out here to compete and I want to play, but I don't think he has the intestinal fortitude of a Kyler Murray who,
he probably
the first round pick, and JJ McCarthy. They both seem like, they kind of think they're that alpha. But they're not afraid to say, I think Aiden's more politically correct than both of those guys is what I'm getting at, right?
Well, I think
what they feel. Aiden's more of that humble dude he's just not going to say nothing.
Aiden O'Connell need to go on COD, man, and play some COD right quick. Maybe he'll get a little more of that. Play some Call of Duty, man. Then maybe be like that.
He should have not showed up in this offseason and just been playing video games.
Exactly. He should play some Call of Duty. Like, hey,
yeah, go play some Call of Duty. Get some that killer instinct in you. Because I think that's what he's lacking.
Call of Duty now and then. O'Connell, come on, I'll sign you. We'll be friends. I'll put some Call of Duty. Let's go.
Yeah.
But yeah, he had a different swag about him in his interview. I think it wasn't
look like
it wasn't the same Aiden O'Connell where he's Mr. Last year they asked him about Gino. Oh yeah, Gino's great. It's so great to work with this quarterback. This year he's like, yeah, I didn't know Kurt was so goofy. Shit.
I know the things he came out with was like hella
it was not Aiden O'Connell. It seemed like Aiden O'Connell got a chip on his shoulder.
It looked like he didn't want to be here. He looked like he knows he's not going to be here.
Yeah, he's like, man, this is bullshit. Like y'all, I hear all these coaches, hyping me up. Raider Nation don't want me here. Like most of them, like why am I even here? Like if I'm not going to get a chance to play in my contract year, like you guys are ruining my career and you're setting me back by keeping me on the bench and just keep bringing in these guys and not giving me an opportunity. Like he's been overlooked now. This going, again for another year, right? That's. You gotta whether you're a Christian, humble, quiet type or not. Eventually, when you keep getting dirty, bro, you're gonna bring out the dog in somebody, and I hope they bring it out in Aiden O'Connell this year.
I feel bad for O'Connell because he never got a fair shake.
Yeah,
and I hope if he doesn't be, he's not here next year. Hope it goes to a team that he'd be good at, as long as it's not one of our teams we hate. Our divisional teams.
Right.
But if it goes to like a New Orleans Saints or something like that,
I see the Panthers and the Texans. I see the Panthers and the Texans, like a backup for Stroud, and then a backup for which is called Bryce Young.
I feel like the Patriots is the best spot for him. You go over there with Josh McDaniels, who believed in you enough to draft you and thought you were that guy. You don't really have a true backup.
He'll never start because he got Drake May.
Yeah, he can help Drake May, and if anything happens to May, you got, maybe go in a concussion tent or a protocol, and, you need somebody to step in and, continue the game and not lose the game. Bro, Aiden O'Connell fits that criteria perfect, especially when you got a team around him and not just a bunch of bad coaches and, guys that shouldn't be on the roster. It makes a big difference.
All right. Any final thoughts on everything? Because we covered the receivers, running backs, cornerback room. Offensive line, defensive line, I think we're good because they're pretty stacked. Quarterbacks we talked about, running back. So I think we're good. Well, we'll wait till after training camp to really judge these guys.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's basically underwear Olympics. They're in shorts and T-shirts right now.
Yeah.
But we'll see when the time comes when they're in the pads where it counts.
Yeah, everything could change in a hot minute, man. You never know. It's the NFL. Like we've seen people, think they were going to be that guy in the NFL and not be that guy. So
nope.
There's at least we got, it's a different direction this year.
I like that. Never underestimate the power of allowing players to be themselves. Exactly. That's a good. We're gonna leave it at that. So we're on 2 hours now, guys. We're gonna end this show right now because I think Jason got to go. I got to go. Rebel, always welcome to come in, dude. Always welcome to come in because you help us do the Cover 3 show because we are having news on Chewy. Yeah, everything's okay. We're gonna call tomorrow. But thanks for coming in, give us your opinions. What you got coming up next, Rebel?
You know me, man. I just blow like the wind. I don't. That's why I'm where I'm at on this channel. I just kind of, when I feel like doing the live, I schedule it 30 minutes before and I go live. So just make sure you subscribe to the channel, tickle that noti bell so you get notified when we go live because it could be at any time, any moment. You never know. So I got some interviews coming up with a couple of people out there that cover rated content and some guys that are kind of in the reporter that I don't want to give too much away, but yeah, we got some other things going on. So definitely have some interviews, some more stuff coming on, and We done hit that past that 2,000 mark, and shit, I think we already at almost 230 in the last couple of days. So we've been jumping. So yeah, I don't mind filling in here. I filled in the Wild Wild West show today for for Kenna and them. So I've been kind of the filling guy lately. We'll be in Houston, so there'll be all kinds of footage going on there for the preseason game. We'll have all kinds of stuff. Hopefully we can get some interviews and try to get closer to getting these damn credentials so I could get some real interviews.
That's what's up.
All right, so Jason, are we doing show Sunday or not? I don't know.
We can
play by ear.
Yeah, I was gonna say if anything like injuries or something like that, we can pop on just for a little bit and then give them.
I'm good with that.
Less to war.
All right. Well, anyway, hey guys, thanks for joining the Cover 3 show. I said special guest. Thanks for Rebel, but now it seems like he's a regular. But anyway, always want to have him on.
Hit me up when you need me, bro. Just let me know.
Before you guys leave, before you guys walk out the door, make sure you hit the subscribe, hit the noti bell, and also hit the like button. Help my algorithm out. Help Brave Nation Jason and my boy Rebel. Because we about to get this started, man. In another month, we'll be hitting the pads, man. We're going to be good to go. All right. With that being said, let's do this one more time before we get out of here. And we'll see you next time, Cover 3 show. Stay tuned Sunday, maybe not, but stay tuned for that. We'll see you next Tuesday or what's today? Wednesday. That's right. Whatever. You'll see us pop in. See you guys. Have a good
Tuesdays.
Yeah, Tuesday. Something happened Tuesday.
Oh,
yeah. But
y'all confused me. I started thinking it was Tuesday. I was like, I thought it was Wednesday.
Yeah, no, we usually do our show on Tuesday, but something on yesterday we couldn't get it done, so we're here. We're always here.
I need to get a dedicated. I need to get a dedicated day for at least one day a week. I'm working on that. So
yeah, that's what we're gonna try to do. Well, season's kind of like up and down. It doesn't happen, but when it starts happening, we'll get those days right.
Right.
Rebel Wednesday sounds good. You know what I mean?
Rebel Wednesday. Rebel Wednesday.
All right, guys. Have a good evening, man. Stay safe out there, man, and go Raiders.
Appreciate
it. Raiders. Appreciate y'all having me. Y'all stay blessed.
No problem.
Yes, sir. Blaze them.
Raider Nation Jason. Chris4Raiders. Chewy and this the Cover 3 show. Raider Nation Jason. Chris4Raiders. Chewy and this the Cover 3 show. Raider Nation Jason, Chris4Raiders, Chewy in the